So what? Am I supposed to like do other stuff and that changes the story? Yeah, look, I'm back here. Remember, this is the office.
All of his co-workers
Yeah.
were gone. What could it mean?
The game loops.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's go back to the meeting room since we've already seen the game once. Let's go see what else it has. Oh, let's click on door 420 just for the obvious weed reference.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Ah! Ooh!
Nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, well, thank you, narrator. Shut up.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Wait, I just realized I could enter the door on the right. Oh, whoops. That's probably what you're supposed to do. You know, dick around and change the story.
Yet there was not a single
Alright, no
person
one here
there
again.
either. Feeling away
Get Chris out of the broom
Stanley
closet.
to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Standardized graphs 40 times wide, not very cost efficient. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets of the topic. Please keep the targets on the topic of, and it got smeared out. Employees, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda items. Reflect. Boy, isn't this great? This is what your whole life builds up to. Having someone talk down to you. Oh look, it's the broom closet. Same thing, it's still empty.
No, no, not again.
Oh, okay, I'm out.
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
He remembered that I went in here. Cool.
For you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
All right.
Please take your
I just like clicking on the tools. Can I arm myself with them? Give me a socket wrench. I'll bash someone in the head.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I could probably also walk downstairs. Well, hold on. I want to screw around. I want to go back and do this. All right, we know the passcode.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
What was it?
not
2,
an
4,
indication of
8,
any
5.
human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered
That
aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk.
I'm tearing everything apart.
Desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Yeah.
What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible
Right,
secret
2,
that lay
8,
buried below
4,
his feet.
5.
And so
That open
Stanley
it?
was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he
Oh my God! The game is punishing me for knowing what to do.
Music.
Well, I'm gonna crack into a cold one while I wait for this to buzz over. It's cool. The game screws you if you know what to do.
Feeling soothed and
All right, there you go.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
All right, same as before. We're gonna go back down to the facility. What happens if I go down into the facility and I take the escape route? But the real ending is to escape. So if I don't take the escape route, what's gonna happen? Maybe you never do escape. Maybe you're stuck in here forever. You never experience
Stanley
true
walked straight ahead
happiness.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh well. And I want to see if there's different stuff that happens.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around.
Am I really
and get
walking
back on
forward, or
track.
am I in a loop?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah, okay. Geronimo! Literally, Geronimo jumped down into the darkness. What the? How'd I land and not break both my legs?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer.
Oh, it's a presser.
He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story. His narrow vision of what this is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a...
Wow, that's still a terrible thing to do.
...resigned and willingly accepted this violence.
Wait a minute!
...to his brief and shallow...
Wait, save me!
Stanley.
Oh, wait! This isn't good! Oh, no! No! Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was
I'm
led
saved!
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was
Or maybe not.
as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Whoa! But I've been freed! What the hell? I've been freed. Look. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly
a different
did
narrator.
the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What's this? Castle Oblivion?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Nature
see
paintings
now?
from the office.
Do you
Look.
see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait a minute. This is the room. Yeah, this is the office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Yeah, and then it goes to the choice. Two doors. Stanley's computer. So what is this? Is this like the dev kit? No, it's like a museum mode. You know what I mean? A museum mode. Like Modern Warfare 2 had it. Corridor. The pacing of this open section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay. Here they are, the two doors. I guess that's the first choice you get in the game. Alright. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. I see. So this game is based off of your choices. That's what it is. And the game has one straightforward linear path, which is the one I took, and then you can also choose to not, you have choice, and then maybe you don't have choice. Okay. The office. The different types of offices. The button sounds. The selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. It's a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Cool. Alright, so I guess, the filing cabinets, yeah, all the stuff. Office computers. So someone playing solitaire. Yeah, these really are supposed to be old-style computers. Employee database. I can't really read it. There's no zoom. Alright, credit. Or here are the credits. I guess this is the end of the game, or a spin-off. So obviously there's still more stuff I never even did, so maybe that'd be pretty cool to try out. So we have Kevin Brighting as the narrator. I've never heard of him, but his voice is pretty relaxing. Who's the other chick? There's another woman who does the voicing. Made using source by Valve. So it's like a museum mode. Okay, let's browse for a little bit. The office. The maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Here's the photocopier. The point of... Okay, here we go. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD Remix. The point of Stanley Parable HD Remix is to win. The point of the Stanley Parable HD Remix is to lose. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image that was stuck there before. I don't remember. How do I go back and check for me? Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page only had a series of cryptic photos, which were enough to win the community's approval. Wow. Warzone. In early development, we had designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The game action would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some of the people interpreted it as us making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. So I guess they scrapped it, but they kept it here. See, that's cool. So this is like the development of the game. Narrator emails. After the second trailer, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use those in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of them. Will the Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? If the Stanley Parable really is going to let me go shopping, I hope it will have a fine selection of desert boots. Cameron. I am Anthony Elias, business broker. Please partner with me on a very rewarding business venture. Details will be sent to you. Tree is important, not spam. Of course it isn't. Will the game feature capybaras from Quackster? Of course it will. There's a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thanks and goodbye. Well, guess what? That completely changes the way I look at life. I'm petrified of fucking skeletons. As you can hear, I can't even talk. So now my life is over. What do the lights in the control room do? Montgomery Jones. Wow! Congratulations! Congratulations! What? Something about promotion. Attachment file. What? Are you gay from Dink Dunk? He asks, are you gay? Wow. What great emails they get. This is probably what a lot of companies get is emails. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? A question brought forth by the intense passion of my soul. Alright, that's it. That's probably what a lot of game developers get as emails. Alright, The Office. The Lounge, an early version of The Lounge. The Apartment Timer. In the previous version of the choice leading into the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay. I haven't gotten that ending yet. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Cargo lift. This second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game. Wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Yeah, this looks like something from Half-Life. Okay. Look at, there's so much shit, dude. There's so much to this game. Meeting room. Maintenance layout. Flow of hallways from the first two doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. One option. Two options. One option. Oh, basically it's showing where you can go from the first choice. Okay. So wait, which one was the one that won out? The simplest version. So what was it? The first? Yeah, I think it was just the first one. Okay. See? The first choice, you either obey and go to the left or disobey and go to the right. Okay, so this is one of those games you replay a lot of times. I gotcha. Still interesting, though. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. I can't pull them. They're just there to be there. Zending. It was cut and merged with another part of the game. I guess it was supposed to be like a complete mindfuck ending. The Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This one represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon it and change it again shortly before launch. Okay, the game is now paused. Escape menu. For a long time, we thought an ending had only ended when the player would restart from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Oh, okay, so you reach an ending, and then you have to pause and restart the game. And people didn't realize that, so they kind of sat there like, oh, I wasted $15 on a game that only turns to black. Okay. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development. Each one was meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. The first one, released in May 2012, it features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he's preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay, cool. I won't watch the trailer because I don't want this video to get flagged. So, that's cool. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it was too difficult to remember what was up and down and placed the two endings together instead. Here we go, the freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in the beta. Yeah, you have the freedom to go wherever you want. That's the ending. Countdown desk. What's the countdown ending? This is the freedom ending. This is the very first incarnation of the freedom ending. I'm lost, but I'm enjoying myself reading about all this stuff. Office clock. Oh, no, here we go. Now I know where I am. This is the main room. Okay. The boss's office was initially like that. That was without textures. This is without anything. And they finally changed it. That's how they make games in Steam, or make mods on Steam games. If you're really good at it, you can really do a lot of cool stuff. Early version of the game. Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game in roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. Damn, that's some dedication, man. These are some clips from early takes that were not used.
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything that's new. Perfect example of all level design.
Alright, I'm not going to sit here for all of them. That's interesting, man. So that whatever they basically put into this game, they did not cut it out and leave it, like, you know, and never used it. They actually kept everything and put it in here. So this is interesting. Very, very unique, different game. Countdown room. What, you launch a nuke? Alright, looks like that's the way forward. Before I go there, take another sip. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as kind of an audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Oh yeah, definitely it's changed. It doesn't look ruined. It's creepy. You know what I mean? It's like, what happened to these people? What happened to his boss? Do we ever find out? Maybe that's not the purpose of the game. Maybe you're never supposed to find out. Alright, Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. So this is 2011, November 2011. This is when I started taking YouTube seriously, like November 2011, like September, whenever Gears of War came out. And it changed to this. You can see they made it more spacious. This is the final model. Very cool. I have a lot of respect for these guys, man. Alright, I think I've seen everything pretty much. Alright, let's go. Let's go forward. Well, I'm glad I stuck with this game. You know, it ended very quickly. I thought, oh, that's it? No way. And I was right. This game has not ripped me off yet. There's so many endings I want to try and find.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh, shit.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Who?
No.
Stanley and the narrator?
Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah, they're like yin and yang.
But listen,
Wait a minute!
you can still save these two.
Wait a minute!
Stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your own.
I see what she's saying, but I don't want to stop playing.
Do choose it. Don't let time choose.
Wait a minute!
you.
Save me!
Time.
Oh! Pancake time, son. Yeah, the narrator needs Stanley because he has to have someone to direct, and Stanley needs the narrator because he's fucking clueless. Actually, I think that might be it. I think I'm going to have to restart myself. The game is not auto-restarting. Okay. Begin again. Maybe that was supposed to be the last ending you encounter. I don't know.